And supposedly, and this is, I guess, where the transnational crime element comes into play, is that officially the country's rules are that, obviously any kind of trade is, at least with foreign countries, is illegal. Like, if there is any kind of trade within the country, I mean, I can't speak to that, like how it works there, but it obviously would be self-contained. But apparently in the capital, which is Pyongyang, I believe, they have foreigners there trading. Maybe some from China, maybe some from other surrounding countries. But there are people trading, and supposedly the government is aware of this and allows it on some scale, like they monitor it. Because they know that apparently without it, they can't survive. They actually need the trade that's brought in from what is a crime. It's happening on homegrown soil, but it's like from other countries. Can you speak to that? Do you know much about the North Korean situation, or as far as it pertains to transnational crime?
Yeah, I think it's quite interesting because, that you mentioned North Korea, because I know that's a, big country. And in terms of their corruption and stuff, it's interesting how, America's quite close to North Korea as well, especially with the recent, President Donald Trump and stuff. And obviously you're probably thinking, is it are there gonna be a peace or not? But I think it's because I know America always had a, issue against, I believe it was China and stuff. So obviously with the corruption stuff, obviously they know, if they can speak to North Korea, talk to them, give them what they want, whether that's, weapons or anything, or money even, and it can help them, build that connection, that communication, and to give them what they want in return, like a favor. It's interesting because like you have a lot of countries that that do that. For example, Israel's another one that's I'm presuming that helps America or even North Korea.
This is the interesting one. Like, obviously, for those that don't know, right off the bat, asked me like, hey, can we talk politics in this? Because it's a touchy subject, and it's like you have to talk politics in this.
Yeah.
And like, look, we're not going to be sitting here debating left or right or anything like that. To be honest, I couldn't care less. I'm in the middle. I will always be in the middle. It is what it is. But as it pertains to what we're talking about today, government involvement in transnational crime is an interesting thing, because there's no way that governments are not aware of the scale of crime on a transnational level that's going on within their country. However, sometimes they don't. Sometimes it can be down to like incompetence, stuff like that. But I think in maybe in America, a country like that, you've got the FBI and you've got the CIA. So you've got two agencies who are responsible for, investigating this sort of crime and getting to the bottom of it. And typically, I believe the FBI is involved in the more international level stuff, because they have to kind of liaise with other countries to put together, stings or operations or whatever to catch criminals in these. From what I understand, if you've ever seen like a crime drama or whatever, when they're like, let's say they're trying to catch like a drug lord or something, like it's never like, you can just catch him straight away. Like you've got to kind of build your evidence over time. Maybe you've got people undercover, whatever, and you've got to kind of measure the scale of it. So, like you don't capture the wrong people, or if you are capturing certain people, maybe at the lower end, how much information can we get from them? How far can we take this? How many people can we take in? And ultimately, can we destroy the empire? Sounds like Star Wars. The empire. No, because obviously typically it's going to be like involved with things like drugs, but then it's also things like human trafficking. And there's so many types of transnational crime. One of the questions actually we have from one of our listeners, shout out to Kerry, I think she asked this question.
Yeah.
How many different types of transnational crime are there?